host position in the center. We're beautifully done.
Yo guys, no bet winner, no entry.
Okay, Mr. Bet winner.
Sports fans out there, are you ready? It's a beautiful evening and welcome to tonight's game. The lady shows up and she's been denied. Oh no. But wait, she's back with Bet winner. Wait. Oh, what a beautiful pass. And it's a
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Me did the young antechwa, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover a map him. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka komo abusuya for Ghana fa na nyina. Tap send. Papa no.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Sammy Flex Speaks, live inside the studios of Sammy Flex TV. Yes, we are still celebrating Ghana's independence. In the month of March there, it is all about Ghana and its independence, whether you like it or not. In our own small way or big way, we are still celebrating it. Some of our artists are doing exploits abroad. That is, I'm talking about London and America. And we here in Ghana are also doing it in our own style and fashion. Me, this is my cap. Maybe my boss will have Venom in our
Yeah, I represent Venom.
Yeah,
so
Venom.
What else? I can only have my Venom mineral water because that is what I represent.
That's all.
I represent. Representing. I'll bring the nigga in me.
Just like we do always, I do it with my big man. He is Oluwa Sammy.
Oluwa Sammy Flex.
Oluwa Sammy Flex.
Now they've accepted the name and it feels so good to know that they have accepted the name.
Yeah.
Oluwa Sammy Flex.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
man. They've accepted the name.
How about the feedbacks from our previous show?
Oh, as always, it has been great. As always, we operate that kind of open door policy. Feel free and also add your views to it. Where you think we are wrong, feel free correct us. Where you think we did something right, feel free and praise us. And I think that is how the world should be. You cannot get everything right. So the other day, one of our shows, we saw Wizkid and the young boy at the Kill Beat's mom's 1 week.
1 week
and I think most of us on the show said it was
his son. Okay.
But according to so many of our viewers who commented, they said it wasn't the son. Of course, we know Wizkid has a son, so I'm sure if it is not the son, then those who know better. So we can't challenge. So like I said, we prove ourselves to be humans, and sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. If only you'd accept life as such, you never have problem with anybody. Nobody is right in this world forever. There are days you'll be right, there are days you'll be wrong. Just admit that when you are wrong and just move on with your life.
That is the beauty of this show. So we do this with you. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to always share this content with other people. This is Sammy Flex TV. My name is Sam Roland Amatens.
For this show. After this show, I'll take it back.
It happens, but
I know,
big
right?
thanks to Currency, the Digital Rasta, and Richie Flex for giving us huge support behind the scenes. On today's menu, we have another interesting one. In fact, for those who don't know the background to this story, yes, it was something that popped up online. One said something about the other. The other also came to also say another thing. And before we realized, the issue ended up in court. It is between Shatta and his former manager, Bullgod, aka Lawrence Esiama Hansen, known in private life. And today, they went to court. And out of that, there's been a news about that particular case. So, captured on Ghana web says, defamation case. Court grants Shatta request for settlement. And I read, a request by lawyers for Charles Niyama Mensah, popularly known as Shatta, for an out-of-court settlement in a defamation case filed against him by Lawrence Esiama Hansen, also known as Bullgod, has been granted. The artist manager, Bullgod, had sued dancehall musician Shatta over claims of defamation. Bullgod, who is the plaintiff, is seeking damages for the alleged defamation and same for malicious publication of falsehood against him by the defendant. And this is a quote: the series of publications that the defendant has made and continues to make about the plaintiff are actuated by plain malice. The writ filed by Bulldog's lawyer, Justice Sremsai, said, in a court on Tuesday, March 7, 2023, lawyers of the plaintiff, led by Dr. Justice Sremsai, told the court that the parties have started negotiations for settlement and would need a month adjournment. This, he said, is the reason they were unable to file the written submissions as per the orders of the court. We wish to pray for one more adjournment to attempt settlement, and pending on the outcome, we may apply formally for an extension of time to file our witness statement, Dr. Justice Sremsai told the court. So, Basame.
Yep.
So there's more to read, including the plaintiff, what the plaintiff is seeking and all that, as well as the in-depth background of this particular story. But what I want my big man is to explain is his side, or what he thinks about this whole out-of-court settlement that the court has granted these two parties.
But I hear there were some court scenes that was beautiful to behold. I don't know if you want us to go and see that as well.
Okay, so director, like he said, if you have the videos, let's go and check it out so that when we come, then he gives us an explanation.
I want us to do it because most of the things I want to say, they will be revolving around what happened in the court.
In the court.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's see the video. When we come back, maybe he will give us more explanation.
Maje mejo so awie na se de ofi ase na wo chechim e ya fi etwa mu ye nyina ye Ghana ye nkan bi nhye mu ye nim se owura fe ne kotri owu ye beto nne ye nya obi anche no ye nya obi anfa kwadu amon onipa ba akopa asem ne ban fitian se kra ye ya aka susu se e bi e be yo no a isan so ne no e wo case bi one no enya akasa bi kakra e Bulldog e Lawrence Asiama na ebra echi Bulldog no ene yechi no eko epona no district court na e wo ye coin kakaka na ye jai no beto system na ye nya obi a ye beka se yesu se wono na Fenwick Orchard enam ne nsa so ma brante eto anananom e won tie do na afi etwa mu ya ye si ye na Shatta WALE e ba bonten de ka se aposi for kra won tema fi o aden na Bulldog eguso ne nam ho aden na Bulldog eguso ne nam ho na osusu se anka se by this time ya che no esan se Fenwick Orchard wo no wo che se onimu bi ekoye twema mentwe akasa e social media obetro egu ni social media handles ni bi so a aposi for kra to won sa e fresh Shatta WALE se ni onimu no e wasem ni mu omra emeka omra mechechim e ma aposi for e de krata e fan e koma Bulldog so no so mra na ni onimu no o mechirem emfa nkyere won na no na Bulldog Lawrence na Asiama e ba abon se be ka se da bi ne Shatta WALE ye no onyai Shatta se ne wa bere mi kurom na me kura no rua fite me nutu kwan kwa manone e ma wo kura wo threaten me wo ho se se ne ensem no na fe ne epiepie ba no na ani esoso na no na Bulldog hwedi no se da bi ne Shatta WALE ye this otwe na se de ni kopiem e wo court nti eni okache na lawyer for na lawyer for filing krata e beka se defamation suit editia Shatta WALE ache na no pe o videos a etwagu e wo Angel TV Angel Facebook live so eni Shatta aba na bra wa fa ne ho anope nsu ato eso bra fa ne ho kama na ni odu court no obete pa eni fans say ya eni de ma bra eni kode eni obewura mu e wo court no be remu e wo court na a lawyer for Major Selassie Awutu na Dr. Justice Sremsai ono na lawyer for ejirem e di ama enipa menu otimofo wotin ejom Justice Joseph Edu Ajeman Owusu ye bra ye fra asem na ape na lawyer for menu so original catch court asem no omo na de bae Bulldog no de bae ba bi adu no almost ase kura si nkonwa wo fie ompese omo kan asem e wo fie esan se we I obi ne manager en kan manager asem almost ase se omo fie asem de wo fie eninti na court share se omo file omo witness statement no beto se se me omo file almost record ne se court no e ma omo break akre bi o manim omo wa reshe mu pass na e tie asem no ombe sie ama yie atoyie.
All right, welcome back. So that was the video. My big man will take it from there.
Well, I think what I'm seeing, to me, it is beautiful. It is beautiful, and I'll be telling you why it is beautiful. As a matter of fact, some of us in this industry, we would want to see issues addressed this way, with no emotions, with no fighting, with no personal hatred for each other like that. And I'm sure if you give me the chance, I'll capture everything I want to say in 5 main points. If you give me the chance, I'll capture everything I want to say in 5 main points. That is the case between Shatta and Bulldog. Of course, they were friends before, they were brothers before, they were colleagues before, but now it is what it is, and they have to battle it out legally in the law court. So life is like that. Sometimes you are up with someone, sometimes you are down with someone. So if you give me the chance, I can capture all that I want to say in just about 5 thematic points, and we run away from here.
All right, so let's push it. Point one.
Point one. In all honesty, we all have to be careful what we say about others.
Wow.
In all honesty, we all have to be careful what we say about others. That is what everybody should know.
Very major.
Because one, sometimes in our anger, sometimes in our bid to say some things, if you are not careful, you are likely to put out an information that is not necessary, that is not so important, that is so classified that after saying it, you would sit back and realize that, okay, so what if I did not say it? If I had not said it, what would have happened? Would I have died if I did not say this? And I see this happening all over around us. Especially when, in the name of people thinking, I am the organ, I am the big boy, I am the boss, I have the platform. I have the platform, and that I don't want you to show, I don't want you to see that I'm weak. In our bid to prove all these things, sometimes some of our people make such mistakes.
Wow.
So my first point out of what I am seeing between Bulldog and Shatta is that we all have to be measured in what we say.
Very measured.
Sometimes you might even have a truth, but how you say the truth, you should be measured with it.
Wow.
Sometimes you might have everything that you want to say about someone,
okay,
but think about how you are saying it and what you are saying. It helps. We might think, oh, it is because Shatta said this about Bulldog, it is because Bulldog, but if any of them, and I'll be talking about the other side too, if any of them, maybe they had taken their time in how they were dealing with each other, I'm not sure we would have gotten this far. Because one, I'm sure Shatta at a point got angry when Bulldog came to release his track list for the GOG album. Out of anger, out of maybe frustration, out of whatever, that was how some of these things came about. So in this world, be careful what you do to me. I should also be careful what I do to you. If you're able to do this, you all be peaceful. Court, there is nothing peaceful about court. Forget about whether you are the plaintiff or you are the defendant. No, there is nothing peaceful about court. That's why Chemo will always say, a good lawyer will even first of all tell you that go and settle it the other way. The other way, if you can settle it the other way, go and settle it that way. They've been going to court. And it's not as if this is even over. What the story is saying is that they have agreed to come and do out of court settlement for a period of 1 month. If they are not able to reach that period, it means they'll go back again. Be careful what you say. It can land you somewhere that you might not be comfortable at. Number 2.
Point 2.
Nobody is your friend.
Hey.
Yes.
This looks scary. This sounds scary.
Yeah. Roland, nobody is your friend.
Wow.
If somebody is really your friend, do you think by now Bulldog and Shatta will be going to court? Not one standing behind the other, or not one supporting the other, but now it is me against you.
Each other.
I'm sure maybe Bulldog has gone to court before that Shatta followed him. I'm sure maybe Shatta has gone to court before that Bulldog followed him. At that time, what were they doing? They were supporting themselves. But now, it is me against you. So in this world, at every point in time, there is an interest that two people share. When you guys are sharing the interest, that is when there is that friendship. That's when there is that family. That's when there is that bond. When that interest breaks, poof, that person is no more your friend. When one was following the other to court, or maybe vice versa to police station, because I know whilst they were working together, they had lots of cases. Police here, court here. When it was like that, they were following themselves. Why was it like that? Because they had a common interest. They had a common interest they were all holding on to. Now, is that common interest there? No. That common, because if that common, imagine like Bulldog is still managing Shatta.
Probably in Kayewie case we did that.
No, can't start
it's simple.
Aha, that's what I wanted to say. And can't see Emma, it won't happen. But because now that common interest is not there, and everybody has their own interest at this stage, this is where we are. So in this industry, or maybe on a larger scale in this world, at every point in time, know who is your friend, because nobody will be your friend forever. At every point in time, know who is your friend, because nobody will be your friend forever. That will be my point 2. Now, point 3. I wanted you to play the video from the court because I saw something that is worth commending. I saw something that I wish to commend both parties for, as in Shatta and Bulldog. And what is that? It is that kind of vibe that I still saw them share. And I have captured it as disagreement is not fighting. Oftentimes, when you see two people going to court, like say Amate versus Mr. Odoli, when you see them in court, if you let them come closer to each other, one can give you a blow.
One will have a dislocated
elbow or jaw. Yes, it is true. Because at every point, they see themselves as they are enemies. They are at each other. They are fighting. But I believe we also watched Bulldog and Shatta. We also how their demeanor was. We saw how they were vibing. Working with the, of course, Shatta is a celebrity, a top star. We also how the lawyers and of course, the lawyers were running all over him and going to Bulldog. We saw them talking.
Even the two of them.
We saw them talking. So what I see beautiful from that particular scene is that, yes, Bulldog feels you have said something about me that is defamatory. And even if there is something I want clearance of that thing you said. And that thing, I don't have to come to fight you before I'll request for that.
I can get it.
I don't have to come and fight you before I can get it. Let's go through the process. Let's go through due process. Get that thing done for me. And me and you, we don't have any problem.
Can live peacefully.
We can live peacefully. So yes, Bulldog took the matter to the law court. Bulldog sued Shatta for defamation of character. But he still thinks that it is because of this. Maybe if it is not there,
like
me and you, we are fine.
Yeah.
So we saw them. We did not see frown faces on them. We did not see anybody with. I think for the first time, I did not even see some of Shatta bodyguards. I don't know if you saw them.
No.
I think the only person I saw in the video was Abonko or something like that. In one of the videos, I saw.
It was only Abonko that I saw.
I saw one in the video like that. Apart from that, I did not see anybody else. So what it means is that they even see the environment where they are all sharing as friendly enough not to come and scare anybody.
Not hostile.
They see the environment as one that is so conducive that you and we can come there without big around us. So, in this world, always know this and know peace. You can disagree with someone, but it doesn't mean go and fight.
Doesn't make you enemies.
It doesn't make you enemies. You can disagree with someone. It doesn't mean go and kill that person. No. We have a court case. We are now together in the law court. We are not frowned. We are laughing. We are chatting. After all, when someone has a court case with someone, the probability that they might have even met, discuss what they want to do before even going to the court is high.
It's high.
For all you know, maybe they've met, discussed their issues. Okay, this is how I want things to be. This is how I also want it to be. Okay, now if this is how you want it to be and this is how I also want it to be, let's take it to the law court. Tell the law court that this is how we all have agreed on.
Well, I think it was captured in the story where they said they've started processes of settling it out of court. That's why they need a month of adjournment.
So they are not there and nobody's fighting. They are smiling. they are still talking. I'm sure what they are all looking for at the end of the day is what they want to get. So maybe Bulldog thinks that you said this about me. It makes me look bad in the eyes of the people. Okay. Can you correct it? Maybe if you will not correct it on your own, I'll use the legal means so that you correct it. That is fine. I'm sure Shatta WALE in all this would want something. Because for some time, if you have been following Bulldog's submissions and his statement, he's also now a little cautious on what he says about Shatta WALE. So maybe at the end of the day, Shatta will also be happy at the end of it all. You don't do this to me, I don't do that to you. Based on the first point that be careful what you say. Because sometimes cause and reaction, they are very high.
Very, very.
Cause and reaction.
And unpredictable too.
Exactly. Because if he had not done this, I would not also have done this. And it happens oftentimes. Now I'm going to number 4. Point 4. Number 4 says that don't take someone's enemies as your enemies. So at this stage,
this particular point there, it is so very common in the industry.
I know, right? At this stage, I want to believe there are some people who are supporting Bulldog's actions, and those people they would not even want to see Shatta WALE's face. At this stage, I know there are some people like that, and at the same time, there are some people who are also against Bulldog's actions. And they are supporting Shatta WALE that they wouldn't want to see Bulldog's face. But to the best of their knowledge, the two people that you think you are fighting for, go and see them.
They are smiling at each other.
They are smiling. If you pass here and you come, would you also be able to smile with me? If you pass his back and you come, would you also be able to smile with me?
After all is said and done.
After all is said and done, when we've gone to our corners, and I've said, okay, Bulldog, this is what I want to do. Okay, Shatta, that's fine. Let's go ahead with our lives. What would you do? Maybe, stupidly, you have done some things for the other to see that stuff, for the world to know that this is your position against that person. Okay. When they are done, remember that all these people are business people. I'm sure one day Bulldog might get a deal and say, oh, Shatta, I guess I'm deal. It is this dollars involved. Would you be interested? Shatta, being a businessman, can say, yeah, why not?
Let's do it.
If you are going through the process, why not put it through? Let's do it. Business is done. Your cat, my cat, we are done.
You don't even need to be friends.
Life goes on, bruv. Life goes on. But you, who was just sitting somewhere and fighting, saying this and that because you thought another was not happy, so you're coming to fight. What happens to you? What is your fate? What becomes your fate?
Third person.
That is when you see your smoothness level.
Your real size.
Your real size. So when I saw the video, that's why I wanted you to play the video. When I saw the video, I was amazed. I said, wow. Because sometimes, the way, both of them, they are very vociferous. You might think that in this case, they wouldn't want to even meet eye to eye. Sometimes you might think like that. Like, hey, this guy is Charlie. Look at Bulldog the way he talks.
Someone can also argue that maybe it is, 1, because of the environment, or 2, because of how sensitive the whole issue is, or probably 3, they are just faking it for a while. Besides, when they reach their own
the environment is okay. What it meant was that the environment will be fine, but we won't talk. I'm sure you have met some people that you were not willing to talk to them. You didn't see them holding a blow.
No.
You didn't see them pulling a cutlass.
No.
Or a machete.
No.
Or you didn't see them going for a stone.
No.
You just stood somewhere, minded your business, and they passed.
Sure.
So they could have done like that. Because that is what we see with this versus that.
They were just against that.
That is what we see. So yes, the environment is like that, but they could have just done their thing without vibing. But for us to see them vibing, it means it goes beyond the cameras.
It goes beyond me
because
against you.
Nobody forced Shatta WALE or Bulldog to talk to the other. Nobody pushed them. I'm sure they know when they saw themselves, they started. These are, like I have told you, these are bodies.
Blood.
These are for life. Blood. For life is our life. You understand? So why do you think they will be meeting themselves and one will be ready to throw a fist? No, nobody will do that. So it was so beautiful that if you are watching, and I know these are individuals who might have their own supporters, who might have their own against and all that. But be careful how you do it. Be careful how you do it. At the end of the day, They'll finish and they'll still be friends. What happens to you? At the end of the day, even their judgment or whatever can come and they'll still be friends. What happens to you? Defamation is not one that someone will go to jail. Defamation is something that you'll be forced to maybe pay a fine or something.
Or even correct whatever.
Correct whatever he said. Of course, if one day even the judgment says that, okay, after saying this and that, this is your penalty. Like we have seen, Shatta has paid penalty recently. Medical has paid penalty recently. Even the UTV boys who were sued, they had all paid what penalties recently. Did they die? They did not die. So yes, it could even be that in the case they say a penalty, Shatta pay this X amount of money, and if he pays, what happens to you? You are effed, but they are fine. Now to the very last one.
The last point.
It says, don't take the law into your own hands, and this is where I would want to say big ups to the two of them. Maybe starting with Bulldog. I'm sure when that issue came, as angry or as mad as he would be, he could have decided to go anyway. He could have decided to do whatever he wanted to do. He could have decided to go on a rampage. Also start talking about it, start saying this, start thumping this, But he ignored all those options and decided that, oh, let me go through the right way. Let me go through the law courts. Let the law court handle this issue. And yes, the law court started the process, and now we see how beautiful it is going.
Wow.
I want to believe at this stage, Bulldog is satisfied. I want to believe that at this stage, if Shatta WALE knows he is guilty of the case, he also knows how he's feeling. You understand? So I still want to believe that in this world, always be careful of your position. Once again, let me reiterate the very last point I said. And I'm saying that in this world, don't take the law into your own hands. That is what we are seeing in Ashaiman. That is what we are seeing in Ashaiman now. Some people or somebody decided to take the law into his hands or their own hands, and other innocent people are suffering unnecessarily.
Now involved.
Yes. So people will hurt you, people will frustrate you, people will harm you and all, but never take the law into your own hands. And I want to say big ups to the two parties involved in this, Shatta WALE and Bulldog. It is like this. It will not be like this forever. It is like this now. It will not be like this forever. I will not be shocking that maybe tomorrow we will see these people even coming to work again. We are humans. I will not be shocking to see the next day the two of them on a big deal, on a big project. All these things will not shock anybody. So why should we, those behind it, even take pains and take blows and bullets? Let's allow the law to take its course. Let's allow the process to flow. At the end of the day, the best will be settled on the desk finally. Thank you. 5 main points.
5 main points. Strong points.
Point
into a serious advice. I'm sure if you watch this episode, you know that, Charlie. For what it's worth, at least you're able to gather some advice from it. Me, I've learned a lot. My name is Roland Amate. This has been Sammy Flex Speaks. Big thanks to Currency, big thanks to Richie Flex, and big thanks to you too, because I know you're also going to share your view. Maybe you have more pointers. He just shared 5. Maybe you have other 5 or other 10 to also contribute. Let us hear from you at the comment section. We will meet on the next episode. Stay safe.